Hi everyone. As you've heard in some of my latest videos and some of the latest literature, I've been looking at a new company providing a service to people who don't want to go down the path of cold wallet storage and all the hassles that can be and the pros and cons. I'm pleased to announce for the very first time, this is the first time I'm doing an interview on my channel. This is George from UpTrade. UpTrade is the company that I've been looking into the last 4 to 6 weeks about the services they can provide, whether it's custody, trading. I like the way they're set up. All your funds are segregated as they ought to be, so there's no commingling of funds. You don't need to worry about something happening to UpTrade and then your assets being wrapped up with theirs. Everything is segregated. They have the appropriate insurances. They use Fireblocks in the background, which, if you've been following crypto for any length of time, you'd know that that's one of the main players in the space of custody. And then, most importantly, from a structure perspective, they've got it on their website and in their documentation that if anything was to happen to the company, your assets are held completely separate. So they're not going to get wrapped up in any legal situation, similar to some of you may know of Link2. Link2 has got exactly that problem where the customer's assets have been commingled, and that's creating a massive drama over in the States. That does not apply to UpTrade, which is why I've decided to partner with UpTrade. They seem to be pretty upfront. George is obviously a good looking bloke, so we need to trust him. And he's about to go and take us through the portal and just give us a little bit of an experience of what it would be like to be a customer of UpTrade. So I'll hand over now to George to say a few words. Thanks, George.
Amazing, Marco. Thank you, and very kind of you. Yeah, it's a nice opportunity to speak to your community, and I'm really looking forward to meeting some of them and having this relationship with you for a very, very long time. It's a pleasure. So my role, if you can't see there, it's broker team lead at UpTrade. I've been personally trading, investing in crypto for 9+ years. Very senior in the brokerage world and understand a lot about how this works. Just before I do share screen, I want to let you know that we do service clients across the globe. That's everything from North America, Canada, Europe, New Zealand, Australia, and besides sanctioned countries. Think of us, you may be familiar with this brokerage model, but think of us as like a traditional stockbroker, but for crypto. And the biggest element is the personal approach. Being able to call me anytime. You have my number on my phone, my email, anything that you need from a service point of view. It's about, it's very hard to speak to someone in crypto, especially though someone that is very senior in the space. So it's a good opportunity to align and to look at what we do. So I'm going to quickly share my screen and do a quick little portal tour, almost like a harbour tour, as you would if you were going and visiting the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So,
And George, while you're doing that, I just want to emphasize to everyone listening that shouldn't be underestimated, the importance of being able to pick up a phone or send an email and actually have someone that you can talk to. I'm not going to mention names, just for being professional, but there are some platforms that I've had to deal with even just recently where I've had to gain some clarification. A transfer didn't quite look as simple as it should be. It doesn't really matter, but the point is that in a lot of instances, you're just left with a chat or a bot or, something that you text to try and resolve. And that can be quite painful because it can take a lot longer than it ought to. So it's great with someone like UpTrade where you're able to actually speak to a human. If someone like George can't fix it, he's going to know who can fix it. Okay, and then you're going to be able to talk to someone. So for me, for the majority of the people I speak to, that's a very, very, very important feature, as most people are quite nervous about crypto, quite nervous about trading in general. They're worried about pressing the wrong button. And so to have a human that you can talk to in today's world, and it looks as though going into the future with AI and so forth, it's going to be extremely important. So that's another major point as to why I'm setting up this relationship with UpTrade, and hope you guys get to find some benefit for it. Sorry,
absolutely.
George, over to you, mate.
No, definitely. I always say that we're in an industry of trust, not crypto. That's all crypto is that it's very hard to put a face to everyone's anonymous. So it's quite nice to be able to call someone, speak to someone, and
Mm.
have a real experience, especially as you said in the age of AI. I mean, me personally, I'm had it up to my neck in chatbots and AI responses. So let's step into the
Also, sorry, just one other important thing. As we start heading towards more likely a bull market than a bear market, the point is when there's a lot of volatility, when people are trying to get in and out of positions, that's another area that I've seen a lot of other platforms struggle. And again, you'd be just left with a little chat in the bottom right-hand corner trying to get some answers as to why you can't place your trade. So that's also extremely important and shouldn't be underestimated, especially in times where you're potentially emotional, you're looking to get in, get out, take advantage of whatever the movement is. Being able to speak to someone and know that you can get to someone at the other end of the phone, very, very important.
Absolutely. When you have 500,000 people running to the same exit door, you don't need good service until you need good service. And me personally, being in the space for so long, I've seen many horror stories of not being
Mm,
able to liquidate easily or funds
mm,
getting frozen for numerous months. These are all the pain points that you realize that you don't realize it until it's at that point when
yeah.
order books shut down, and that's when a lot of the chaos happens. So not quite there yet, but this is the importance of these conversations. So. This is the UpTrade client portal. It's purpose built for the most simplistic functions that we need to support any accounts, whether it's a individual, a company, trust, or a retirement account across the globe. We have full entity support in this portal. This is the home page. There are a few functions at the top that keep things very simple. You can look at your portfolio and look at your full P&L history. You can initiate a trade request, two types of orders, a market order, a limit order. You can deposit fiat or crypto, withdraw your crypto, or speak to your broker. In this case, it would be myself. On the left, you have a few other functions to view your portfolio and transaction history. If you want to generate an end of financial year report, super easy. So forget about crypto taxes being a pain. It's simplified across all your entities. That's no longer an issue. You can request orders, deposit fiat, upload banking information, and also just look at your profile and add more entities if you want to set up more companies or trusts or etc. We also have a referral scheme.
George,
Sure.
George, I'm assuming that other than moving fiat in and out, you can also transfer crypto directly. So if you've got crypto on cold wallets or on some other exchange and you're wanting to move it to here, that's going to be one of those send receive procedures.
Absolutely, yes. So you can send to and from very freely as you would in any other platform. We support over 500 currencies in crypto and 95% of what people typically need, barring a few very speculative coins that no one really needs in the space. Uh,
Yep.
so let's look at this quickly, a trade function. The great news is you just simply come in, select your account, as simple as that. You could have 10 entities here if you'd wish. You can initiate your market order or a limit order, select your asset that you want to buy, select the currency, so US dollars. You can use the slider or input an amount, and then you can add it to a multi-trade queue to do 5 orders or 10, and then you could just do one and buy Bitcoin. And if you're ever confused, if it's a little, this is designed to be super easy to use. It's friendly. It's not here to confuse anyone. You can even just leave some notes as well to the trading team. That's 24/7 trade coverage across the globe. This is so easy to use. It's designed that my grandmother could use it. From there, you just buy Bitcoin. That'll go through to the trade request to the order team, and it'll get picked up and traded, executed quite quickly within minutes. It'll be executed. You'll receive a trade invoice, and this is the simplicity of the order function. And I guess for the purpose of the demonstration, I don't have a big portfolio here in UpTrade, but you can view the full P&L history in this section here if you'd like to sort of see that. Yeah.
And so
So
just two things on that, George. So one is it looks like it's pretty easy to produce a report for your accountant so that you know you're doing all the right things depending on the tax jurisdiction you're in. Because again, some exchanges they're happy to send you a list of transactions on a CSV file, and then you've got to sort of wade your way through it. So that's good to see you've got the report. One question I had was once you've moved funds or whether you've purchased crypto or whether you've moved crypto into the platform, is there anything from a security perspective around like whitelisting approved addresses that you're able to send to, just in case the account got hacked? Instead of giving the hacker a free for all, being able to send anything anywhere, does the platform have any features like that built in?
it does, yeah. So security is
Good,
our biggest
good.
value prop, and it's of utmost importance. It's the whole reason people want to work with us is to have that assurance piece. And we deal with clients who have 100,000, 500,000, 10 million upwards, and so their biggest thing is measure twice,
Yep,
cut once. They want assurance. They don't necessarily mind to compromise a little bit of speed to know that if they get hacked or something happens to them,
yeah,
there's safeguards in place. So we can allow
good,
for
good.
whitelisted addresses. We can
Yep,
have phone conversations, video calls. You can call
Yep.
if there's anything uncertain. We build personal relationships with all our clients so that we know if there's something out of the ordinary. We've got so many measures in place with Fireblocks. It is a multi-party approval. There's multiple approvals it has to go through. We send a test amount to the client. We have to call the client, verbally confirm the test, and at that
Great.
point, there's so many safeguards in place to protect people, and it's not
Yep.
necessarily control or hinder. It's honestly just about we just care about our clients and we want them to be safe. And there's a lot of scams and hacks out there in the industry, and this is a way we can protect them to the highest institutional standard.
Yeah, one of the things I talk about in the videos and with clients is always check and verify. It doesn't matter if you're moving $100 or 100,000 or a million. Standard procedure, always send a small bit, small amount, double check it. And even when you send the second amount, double check the address. People can get lazy with copy pasting. I've seen some things on the internet about some hacking where during the process, one little digit gets changed, the
Yep.
rest looks the same. You get lazy, you only check the first four, the last four, and you think you're fine. Guys, always approach this as if you're moving millions of dollars and use the same discipline, even if you're only moving hundreds or thousands.
The good thing is, Marco, with UpTrade, you won't need to worry about any of that stuff because we whitelist the address. And as soon as we test it and confirm with the client, it cannot go
Yep.
anywhere else other than to that verified address.
Good, good,
There's no
good.
such thing as what they call like man in the middle hacks or any of those changes
Yes.
where they change the
Good.
address. So we're
Yep.
very, very cyber conscious as a company, and our protocols are built around safety and assurance.
Cool. Excellent. Thanks.
No worries. So they're the main things. Look, I look forward to working with each and every single one of you in our journey, and it's going to be a big year. I know the market's a little bit quiet, but I feel as though we're gearing up for something greater. So yeah, look,
Mm.
thanks again, and that was everything I wanted to cover off for now.
Um, George, I just might ask you, just for future, without obviously, overstepping boundaries or anything, but is there anything you can tell the folks about where is UpTrade looking to go, or new products or new features, just even if it's just a small taste?
Sure, sure.
Obviously, from a trading every day and storage perspective, I think we've covered everything. But in terms of UpTrade's future, anything you can
Sure.
share with us?
So we're aiming to be the private bank for crypto. So what that potentially means is not right now, but in the foreseeable future, I'd hope. It's never a guarantee that we can. But some of the rumors that we're speaking with our treasury team is that we're reviewing very heavily different products like staking, lending, borrowing, yield generating products, or any of this thing we're looking into quite heavily. But our biggest thing
Mm.
again is security. First and foremost, if we can tick that box, then we can look at rolling it out as an institutional product to our clients.
Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, George, do you have anything else to add? Otherwise, I'll wrap it up and then we can get this formatted, sent out, and we can continue chatting about some other things. Anything else you wanted to add?
They were the main things. I think it's exciting that you and I are going to collaborate and work together and just to
Mm,
benefit people. And if we can just help one person, it'd be a great story to tell.
yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. Well, look, from my personal perspective, I just want to say thank you for offering your time to take the folks through this. Those that have been following me for a little while will know that predominantly my podcast is verbal, so this will be the first time that they may actually get to see me. On the other formats, it tends to be fairly short and a quick message. This is the direction that I definitely want my business to take and my services to take to the clientele, which is, I guess, adding value and making sure that I align myself with the right people. That way, I know that my clients can then be offered the right services that they need, not just for today, but also for what's going to happen over the next 5, 10, 15 years. So, from my perspective, thank you very much for your efforts here and your time.
No, thank you for doing what you do. It's great to be a part of the of your journey. Yeah.